We are
Okay,
live.
nice.
Amazing. Welcome, everyone. This is episode 2 of ChatGDG. And I'm really glad to have my dear friend and also colleague, Lorenzo. He is is one of the core member of GDG Cloud London, which is the group that we are part of, and we try to organize events in the tech community. So welcome, Lorenzo. So hopefully with you we can talk a little bit about the community side of things. So how are you today?
Hey, thank you. I'm good. I'm good. Nice, relax. Enjoying the weekend, enjoying the somewhat good weather, and yeah, happy to be here. Thank you for the invite. First time on a podcast slash live whatsoever, so I'll be blubbering around as usual, and yeah,
That's
let's see if
fine.
we can get something interesting out.
This is a little bit new for all of us, so we
Mm,
are learning. It should be fine. So would you mind to introduce yourself real quick for the audience, for
yeah.
the people?
So, well, I'm Lorenzo. I currently work as a DevOps engineer at Thirdfort, which is a very interesting startup in the intersection of prop tech and fintech. And we specialize in automating and any money laundering checks um, for conveyancer and other professional that work in in the housing and mortgaging sector. That is the work part. As for myself, like you, I'm originally from Italy. Yet another one came to the UK here a few years ago to start a career in tech. It was a nice roller coaster. I started a bit of backend, I moved in front end, then here the call of cloud. Ended up uh, working with both AWS and GCP back and forth. Um, yeah, enjoying it a lot and living the startup life, building new things. It's good
Nice.
fun. It's good fun.
Nice. So I didn't know that you had experience pretty much throughout the whole stack, front end, back end, now cloud
I
slash DevOps.
I
Which is your
yeah.
favorite?
For now, I'm loving cloud, but
Okay.
it's now kind of like time to maybe learn a little bit about product too. It's like take the term full stack to the
To the next level.
full thing,
Okay.
the true jack of all trade, master of none.
Okay.
So uh, exploring everything around the stack, but definitely cloud and the cloud architecture, best practice, a bit of security, DevOps, which is in my title. Whenever or not that is an actual job, that's another story. Uh, yeah, that's uh, that's
Nice.
definitely fine.
Okay, so you're still, having fun doing that,
Yeah.
which is great, and eager to learn. So, what about the community side of things? Because I know that you are quite active, and not just with Cloud London, with also other things.
Ah, it's an interesting thing, especially here in London. If you like the tech side of things, there are so many things that you can do in your spare time after work, during work, if your employer allow you to. And that also ties a bit on how I ended up helping organize GDG Cloud. I think it's I I mean, like many people, I started going on things like meetups after work to enjoy some talks, get some free pizza, things like that. And I, yeah, I started volunteering. Uh, I think the year before the pandemic, 2019.
Yeah.
After joining GDG Cloud meetings as a as a guest, a spectator, quite a few times, they were calling for volunteers in teaching a small JavaScript course, and I went there. And then little by little, become a volunteer, help here and there, and then this fall, we kind of took part more fully of the organization part. So it's good. And yeah, community is a big topic because I also volunteer in another how do you say, in another organization is a non-profit that teaches people how to code. I don't know if we want to go down that route right now, or maybe leave it for the side and stay more on GDG topics now. What do you reckon?
It's fine. We can. I think we can touch pretty much, everything that we
So
want.
yeah,
But
that's
it's
always good.
it's very interesting. Your experience is quite broad, and yes, it was 2019 definitely because we met in 2019 exactly in that JavaScript course because that
Oh
was
yeah,
my
yeah, that's
yeah, exactly. That was
it
my
was fun.
first time as well. Like
Oh,
Amanda, she was the one who dragged
absolutely.
me into this madness, but it's very fun madness. So yeah,
Absolutely.
we met there, and I think that I joined the group maybe just a couple of months before you or something like that. You might have joined just right after me. So yes, it's been a solid 4 years, right?
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
a good break in between.
yeah, with a big break, unfortunately. But now, hopefully, yeah, we are trying to get back to the 2019, pace because I think we have organized during that year something like 70 events, 60, 70 is a big number. I clearly
Yeah, I think
remember
so.
I had one on Tuesday and one on Thursday on the same week. So it
Mm,
was intense, but it was really also a really good fun.
nice. Yeah, it was good. Um, yeah, going back to the other volunteering,
Hmm.
always a good opportunity to pitch other people just in case.
Yeah, yeah,
This is a
absolutely. Go for it.
charity called Code Your Future, and it evolved from initial similar initiative in the Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and it started as the idea to offer a fully fledged boot camp. For those not familiar, a boot camp is intense course, usually lasting a few months, 3 to 6. It depends. That teaches people how to code to get a junior entry level job in tech. And the idea was to offer this boot camp led by volunteer, fully for free to refugees and other people that were deep in need. Um, this is something that I joined a long time ago, even when I was living in Manchester. Um, and it has chapter through various parts of the UK. And now I help with the London chapter, which is quite big. And they have even 2 classes going on at the same time right now. And it's very interesting. You got these students, which now are not only refugees, but they're also people from underrepresented background, people from underrepresented social class. I think it's the right term in English. Disadvantaged people that cannot afford to, drop everything and study from a few.
I think something happened to Lorenzo. Hopefully he will join back soon. So yeah, this what he does, I think is great. To be honest, is really amazing. So okay, yeah, he's messaged me. Okay, he had a crash. No problem. We are live. So those things can happen. But yeah, so I think that what he does is absolutely great. So I really would like, okay, he's back already. No
Right.
problem.
We work in tech, so
We
our
can tech
will
and
correct the
hard.
worst.
Sometimes it's fine.
Sorry, everybody. So yeah, I was saying they offer this to people that cannot afford maybe tuition, and hopefully with
That's
partnership they try to get them a job, and it's fairly successful. I mean, it has been going for a few years, and in London we're up to cohort 9 and 10, so that's quite a bit.
oh
Uh,
nice.
and it's always fun to uh, balance between all the activities, work, volunteering, social life on your own is good. Something very common
That's
between um, the two experience, which I think leads us back to JDG too, is community. How uh, both our communities they go very much on we're not here to do our homework and that's it. We're trying to build a community, something where we can be together, which is very interesting.
Absolutely. So what's the name of the organization that you help with these things?
Code your future.
Code Your Future.
Yes.
Great. So
I should have wear a T-shirt that I
o-
have of this just to say, hey,
okay. I mean, next
join
time.
this next
Yeah, no
time.
problem. I think that's a really great initiative, and we are doing something similar. Similar, okay, not similar, but on the same ballpark
Very.
for with I've got it here, GDG Academy, which is a brand new project
Hmm.
that we we started. So what GDG Academy is pretty much we try to help the younger generation. So we try to mentor and coach university students. Um we use, let's say, the GDG world. So we, as a GDG Cloud London, we collaborating with, in this case, GDSC Imperial College, and then we have, there was a pretty good collaboration, I should say. um and so throughout the lifespan of about 3 months, so we started in February and we finished in beginning of May or something like that.
Mm.
We held, a few mentoring session, group mentoring sessions. So a few of us, we went over to Imperial College, in order to, to do some talks, in order to speak with this, to talk with the students, in order to, try to give them our time and our, knowledge, because we, I don't know you, but it's been a few years that I start working. So maybe that there is one thing or two that I can share with people. So yeah, I think that for now it's been pretty successful so far. We also organize an office tour for the students. That tour was in my company, which is News UK, which is the publisher of the Sun, the
Mm.
Times, broadcasting, like radios and TV channels. So it's quite big, and it was very interesting for the students to have the possibility to have a tour, and also we ended up having a one summer internship. So I was able to snatch a single, let's say, internship that we gave that to one of the students who participated to this program, in this program. So in hopefully in about 3 weeks time, we have our very first summer intern in one of my teams in at the Times. And yeah, he's gonna stay with us for 8 weeks, and hopefully he's gonna learn a lot. I'm pretty glad that we were able to do that, and I'm super excited for the new, let's say, cycle of the academy that should start on, I think, end of September, if I'm
Something
not
like that.
mistaken.
Yeah.
And we are trying this time to go with the Imperial College, but also with King's College. So hopefully we can do two at
The double.
once. It's gonna be
Mm.
at the same time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah, it's
interesting.
always interesting being part of that. How definitely it was a different experience from teaching people from different backgrounds. Some might be very coming from the private family. Some of them are from some from the top colleges in the UK, which is great. Um, you can see in both cases though, beside learning how to code or learning how to work in tech, which is the core of your job, there is always so much unknown around the word of being in an office setting in the UK, on being a professional working in a professional setting. Even how does an office work? What are the structure? Do you spend your time typing very fast on the keyboard with a
Mm,
hoodie on or something like that? It's I don't think it's something that get taught too much. It's also very hard to teach that as a lesson either in college or somewhere else, to be honest. It's um, but it's something that is definitely important. Uh, and I think the
I
internship,
agree.
that's a great achievement, by the way. Congratulations.
Cheers. Thank
Internship
you.
definitely help a lot with that, just to steep yourself into the working world and see how things work.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. I'm I'm also learning a lot myself doing this, right?
mm,
Because I didn't know how important it was, especially for computer science or
mm,
STEM, students to have the possibility to join a summer internship. It's very
Yep.
important for them. So if we raise awareness a little bit, maybe more of these openings would be available next summer now, because pretty much this summer is almost gone. So next one, summer 2024, hopefully we can have more. We can have more openings to offer to the people that want to join the academy. So yeah, finger crossed for next year. But for this year, we have one. Okay, great. We are very grateful for that, and we try to do our best. So what's your okay, you said what you think about the all these projects, but since you've been part of, because you've been one of the mentors, so what's your takeaway from the very first cycle that we did?
Mm. Well, let's go first on the personal experience first. Was very good, fun. Uh, some of the questions I was expecting, some of them were surprising, but still very nice to answer to. One of the classic, especially given my title and working in DevOpsy, platform, cloud, SRE. Those are a lot of titles that usually get in my area. And the most common question I get is, what is that you actually do? And that is not something and that is not something you only get from students. Sometimes that's also something you get from colleagues that maybe are not engineer. It's interesting to describe, because fun enough, I have a feeling that it is kind of cool as a job. It has this feeling of everybody wants to do it, because every time I mentioned that, even with the student, they were like, "Oh yeah, super interesting. I want to get into cloud. I want to get in DevOps." But what is your day to day? So a lot of the time in our mentorship session that we were doing, it was explaining the skill that you need to have. What is the difference from a normal from a, let's say, backend software engineer? Um, what is the day to day? How it differ from being a software, and also explaining how, as a discipline, as a subsection of engineering, I feel it's something that is fairly recent, not super new, but fairly recent. So there are still a lot of people defining what it is. It's still evolving quite a lot, quite quickly, and that is how do you say? It makes it quite in flux. So every company has a slightly different declination. That was very interesting. And from a more program perspective, it was interesting how do you say, we didn't have only, or even the majority, I think, from software engineering students. Many of them, they were doing mechanical engineering, mathematics, other things that were not 100% software engineering, which is a good sign, because you see how even at the student level there is a realization that software engineering is not only a career, but is also being able how to code is also a tool that you need. Is similar to, I don't know, being able to use Excel in the 90s or early 2000. More than a job title, I think it's becoming more and more a set of skill that you need to apply for your actual job with,
Yeah.
different level. So it was very good, as you mentioned, learning from both sides, and that's a nice one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really interesting
Yeah.
experience. Now with all this AI, thing buzz going on, for some reason, everyone wants to become a data scientist, but
Yes, that one too.
not even knowing, what they do. Because I think that there is a little bit of a misconception. It's not super clear what they do, but since it's the very mainstream, everyone wants to jump on the wagon, and that's why I think it's important for us to try to do a good job and try to explain to people there are different roles. For example, if you by any chance, if you do not like coding, that can be pretty, reasonable. I can guarantee you that you can find a job for you in tech, because tech is not just about coding, it's not just about software engineering. Is a very important discipline in tech, but it's not the only one. There is product management, there is project management, business analyst, UI, UX. There are many roles, like many roles. So it's important to raise awareness on this topic as well. So speaking of AI, yes. So AI deep dive. AI deep dive was pretty much a series that we started as GDG Cloud London. I think we had yesterday, sorry, the day before. I'm getting confused with dates.
Oh
We
yeah, it
had
was
on
3 days ago. No, no,
was
same, same.
exactly,
Similar.
similar. So
Close
on
enough.
Thursday we had a
Yeah.
pretty successful event that was hosted at Rightmove London office in Soho Square. It was pretty interesting. That was the second, the second part of this AI deep dive that we started actually at the end of April, because the
Yep.
first one was at UCL. So we went at UCL, with I think 80 or 90 people showed up. That was insane. It was really, really good. And so there is a lot of interest about this AI, machine learning, data. So we are
Absolutely.
probably keep doing these kind of events. The next one hopefully should be mid-July. We're gonna skip August, I would imagine, so because maybe it's not the best
Yeah.
month for
Well,
community events. And
s-
then the
summer holidays for
summer
everybody.
holidays, and then we're gonna start again in September. Hopefully about mid-September we can have
Mhm.
one. So there is, again, lots of interest about AI, very interesting, talks, very interesting topics. And yes, so we really would like to leverage that and try to
Yeah.
organize even more meetups. We are collaborating with another group which is called AI Camp. Very, I mean, lovely people. Shout out to Bill if he
Yep.
listened to that. So yeah, pretty much we are trying to also to join forces with another chapter, because they are clearly super specialized in AI, so AI Camp. And so yeah, that's I think is a very successful collaboration so far, and we would like to do more in the future. Also, shout out to our new sponsor, which is Transparent. The folks at Transparent, like
Yep.
Kai, Louis, they are absolutely lovely. So there was a great collaboration. They passed a event, and I'm sure that we will have many more in the future. So yeah, I'm personally quite happy of about where are we at in terms of Cloud London, in terms of community, tech community in London.
Mhm.
I truly believe that, as we know, there was a big stop, the when COVID happened. But I truly believe that this year, this is the right year to try to get back slowly, to the pre-pandemic world.
Yeah, I do agree. Lots of potential. It's always fun to go back and meet people. Again, community. Even at the meetup, you see people that you've seen in the past that they came to your meetups before, and you get to say hi, and that's very good. You get to chat, not necessarily always about tech, and that's always a good feeling because if they come back, uh, hopefully what you're doing is nice, and it was value for everything. Uh, it's as I was saying, as a volunteer, we don't get paid for it. Well, during the meeting, if there is a sponsor, again, thank you. You get some free pizza for sure. That's good. But it's always quite a bit of effort to organize things, and especially, I mean, for everybody that will be listening, Stefano is putting a lot of effort in this meeting, more than everybody else. He's really going hard on it. So thank you.
No
And
problem.
it's good to see that you're having a positive impact and people come back and say, hey, that was fun, that was interesting. uh, and it's a very good way to invest your time, I would say. even.
Yeah. Is a always a team effort, huh?
Mm,
Because I mean, alone you cannot do much. So it's always
yeah.
a team effort. But yeah, it's very good point. Something that I really like about our community, that we have actually people that keep coming to our events since 2019, since 2018. There are really like loyal,
True.
loyal members. I absolutely love them. Like Anil, Najela. There are quite a few. Jesus, you know, they are, yeah, absolutely lovely people. And there is also this feeling, a little bit of, I use this word, family. Of course, it's not family, but it's a familiar environment. Let's put it, a friendly, very friendly environment. So that's nice. That's very, very nice. That's probably the bit that we love the most, right? People.
Mm, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Going back to the AI topic, yeah, it's something that is very, very hot right now. Well, obviously. Uh, and it was, yeah, being blown away by the speakers. I haven't worked in AI myself. See, that's something that is missing in my full stack
Okay.
part. Maybe I should pick it up again, or maybe I should use the excuse um, to go and learn some ML ops, which is the
Mm,
classic. Well, you do some operation, you do cloud. Well, might as well do ML ops. Maybe
yeah.
that's the idea for the next meetup. We just need to find some good speakers and people that are interested in. So, other pitch, if you're listening and you want to talk about ML ops, get in touch.
Yeah. Feel free.
Um, it's nice, and I'm also looking forward to I don't know if you got access yourself to GCP Vertex AI
No.
since it is GDG. Me neither. I'm in the list. I'm hoping for it. But I've heard again chatting to various people on the grapevine that apparently the new models there are quite good, um, and they have some good API for even code completion and things like that. So looking forward to experiment with those
Nice.
and see what Google brings out.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, community. So Google I/O Connect in Amsterdam. So this is happening next week. I'm going. You are going. Many people are
A lot
going.
of
That we
people.
know. A lot of people. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna really be huge. So I don't know what to expect. When you join such a big conference, such a big group of people, I don't know what to expect. We know that there is the dinner or something the day before on a 20th, and then on 21st is the all day the conference. I was able to grab a podcast slot because they
Nice.
yes they this is nice. So they apparently they've got a little room for podcasts,
Yeah,
so
that's
with
good.
like two or three chairs, like a couple of cameras and mics and all of that. So you could, if you wanted, you could block one of these slots. It's like either a 30 minutes slots, because of course they want to give the many
Not to
people.
be overly chatty.
Exactly, we are chatting just to try to give this opportunity to
Mm.
as many people as possible. So I think I have this lot in UK time, because of course we are in Amsterdam, which is an hour ahead, right?
Yeah,
So it
that's
should
one.
be in the UK time. Should be 12:30 until 1 p.m., which in the other time zone is like 1:30 until 2 p.m. So that's the slot that I'm trying to do a little bit of a coverage of the event, if I can. I don't know how much, because I don't know what to expect. So, but besides the podcast, slot, hopefully I will be able to cover a little bit, to do a little bit of coverage, maybe few interviews with people. I don't know. I'm pretty open, and let's see what is going to happen. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fun, that for sure. So what's your take on that?
Well, pretty much what you said. This is going to be a very interesting event. I was eager to go there. and for me it's gonna be 1-2 because uh, just the day after this there is DevOps Day Amsterdam, which I got the ticket and I was very looking forward to it. So it's gonna be a full immersion week,
It is
conveniently
on
and
the
efficient.
22nd then?
Uh, I'm very bad with dates. I remember that the day after IO Connect, there are the
Yeah.
2 days. I'm skipping the first day of DevOps Day Amsterdam because I think those are specialized workshop. But yeah, it's like one
Okay.
after the other is gonna be a great week. Um, very nerdy week, which yes, I'm looking forward to.
Well, I think one of the best things is like if you can try to combine these things, right? So
Exactly,
if you
exactly.
that's great.
I was very lucky for once. Perfect timing. From a personal perspective, I'm very curious about this. See um, what they gonna conjure out of the hat. See if they have any explosive revelation or new toys we can play with. Um, I I don't know. I'm looking forward to it because it might be everything but cloud in the end. Of course, from a professional perspective, I'm very eager to listen about anything GDG cloud. Sorry, that's our name. Anything GCP
GCP.
as we use it on my current company, and there are quite a few features that would make life easier for us. And we mentioned Vertex AI, we mentioned all these new code generation features. I'm curious to see if there is gonna be new information on the topic, but in general, see uh, how the ecosystem is gonna evolve. Um, I mean, professionally, I do work with those tools every day, so any knowledge is very helpful for me and my team. And then, of course, there is the other part. It's a trip. There's gonna be a lot of people that we know from around the various communities in the UK and people from Europe, which I'll be looking forward meeting. As not being officially part of this group for a long time, I haven't gone and meet so many people around. I mostly know the UK folks. So yeah, it's gonna be
Very
good.
good point because
A
the
good mix of socializing and
exactly.
learning things.
And that's why like conferences or events like that are
Mm,
really great opportunities. I really invite pretty much everyone if they can, if the people can, yes, try to attend those conferences because yeah, it's pretty good fun. You learn things, you meet new amazing people. So there is really no reason why you shouldn't do that. Uh, Very interesting. If you remember, in 2019, 2019 there was Lisbon. There was a big
uh,
conference there. I don't know if you. No, you probably okay.
no,
You
but I
weren't
saw
there.
some
Okay.
photos.
Yeah, that was
Not
pretty
of the
cool and pretty
conference, of
fun.
the after
Yes.
party.
Yeah. Okay. That's a story for another time.
A
But
story for another time. But
yeah.
no, I think I only attended yeah, the event was it this fall, December? I already don't
Yeah.
remember.
Also, that was absolutely great. The event in One Canada Square, the same building where UCL is, just different floor in Canary Wharf. You mean
Yeah.
that one, right? Yes, that was
So
great.
this is gonna be my second GDG
Okay,
event,
event,
um,
nice.
not organized by us, as
Ah,
we
okay,
use it.
organized by Google. Guess what?
Mm, yeah.
Officially by Google. Yeah, but the difference is in Lisbon, there was like a GDG Europe summit. So there were
Mm,
people literally from the whole Europe. I've met GDG Pisa, GDG Rome, GDG, I don't know, Berlin or GDG Nantes, really, everywhere in Europe. And that was great. The summit that you mentioned that happened beginning of December last year, that was amazing too, but that was just UK and Ireland. So it was
yeah.
just a slightly different kind of audience. And what they've done, they didn't just invite the GDG people, but also the GDEs, the women tech makers, and the GDSC, also the students. So it was great. It was a really
The
great mix and
community
match of people.
has a lot of acronym. Do you want to have it a go and describe what's the difference between GDG, GDE, GDS?
See, okay,
See?
sure. I can do something better. So
Oh,
give me. Uh, okay, so this should be GDG, Google
nice.
Developers Group. Okay. Then we have uh, this is GD. No, sorry, I failed. Okay, so
Close enough.
without me,
Don't
typing
worry.
down in
Do,
banners. So
do, do, do we have
GDE is
any
Google.
editor? It's
Google.
like just
Ah,
slice
it's
the
fine.
part
It's
where.
fine. No, no, no. Just raw
Mm,
footage. It's fine. GDE means Google Developer Experts. So GDE usually are single individual, because you are as a person a GDE maybe in Android or in cloud or in web,
mm,
whilst GDG is an actual chapter. So GDG is a collection of people, if that makes sense, right? So, for example, us is GDG Cloud London, and then we have also another group, which is GDG London, and then we've got GDG Manchester, GDG Leeds. So it's not often, pretty much every single time is associated with the name of a city. And then the complicated one, GDSC, is Google Developers Students Club. And those are so the organizations, so those are the organizations led by the students, actually. So that's, I think that was great. GDSC is the, I think, last entity, I don't know how to describe that they've created. And I think there was a really good really good thing that they've done that, because I think I still believe that there is still a little bit of a gap between the students, can be university students, can be a boot camp, students, and the actual, professionals or experts.
yeah.
I mean, there is still a little bit of a gap, and that's what we are trying to we're trying to bridge this gap a little bit, if possible, with the academy project, because that is exactly what it is. It's not to teach
Yeah.
people how to code or to improve this Java skills. It's not about that. It's really to try to teach what the university cannot teach you. So the how it works in a working environment, what is an org chart, how is a possible team, structure, levels, career ladder, but also basic, quote unquote, basic concept like what is a pipeline, test driven development. All these things that are the bread and butter of a software and engineer is not guaranteed that you know this concept when you are a student. So yeah, that's what we are trying to achieve. And yeah, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully we can have a little bit of an impact in some young people's life, hopefully.
And see how it evolves. I
Yeah,
think
let's see.
it's gonna be very interesting as you just started this. So it's like, okay, let's see what we can improve, what we can tweak. It reminds me I think one of the biggest challenge. We didn't speak about challenge um, about GDG Academy. I would
Mm,
say timing. If you remember, we had quite a few students say, "I'd love to come, but I have 3 exams next
yeah,
weekend," or something like that.
exactly.
And yeah, that is fairly removed. As I'm not sure about yourself, but myself, I haven't attended uni in the UK
Oh no,
either,
zero.
and
No.
so it's also different timing, and the pacing is very different, especially in the professional world. And in there, for us, it's like we have the weekend free. Yes, no. Are you done with work? Do you have any
Mm,
deployment to set everything on fire? No, good. Uh, we're free. We can organize. We can commit. For students, it tends to be way more seasonal, so to speak.
Yeah, that was a
And so it's a learning
pretty
both direction. Yeah.
pretty interesting point. Yes, and that's why hopefully this year, so the autumn cycle, which is probably end of September, end of November, I would say, and the other one would be beginning of Feb, not even end of April, mid-April, because that's what was the issue. Because I didn't know that the students had exams in May. So if we happen to, the closing session was supposed to be happening on the 25th or the 26th of April, but with these exams the week after, pretty much people couldn't attend, and then that's why we decided to move that to end of May, so at the end of the exam sessions and not right before that. Probably for next time, hopefully we can wrap everything by mid April. That's probably where we want to be. Yeah, so we're lesson learned, so we need to,
Absolutely.
yeah, we need to be a little bit more on point in terms of, yeah, I mean, timings. They are very very important, and yeah, very 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 crucial. So hopefully we can have a good class. You know what I mean? I think we had like 17 people last time for the first iteration of the academy. So that was it's pretty good. So hopefully, yeah, we can maybe reach 20. I think 20 is pretty good number.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we just need to, yeah. I actually this is a little bit of a call to arms because we
Oh,
need
yeah.
more people. We need more mentors. The only I'm not say problem because it's not a problem, but the only challenge with the academy that, of course, doesn't scale terribly well because you need people. So we cannot assign more than three is the really maximum, right? I mean, two is going to be even better. So two mentees per mentor. Um, and that's why if you want to have a 20 people class, we need about 10 mentors. So that's the only thing. And if we want to do at the same time Imperial College and King's College is going to be 2020, so that means that we need 10 mentors and 10 mentors, so one for university. So it's going to be not necessarily easy to organize and
And
to
yeah, let me be
coordinate.
the speaker now, Stefano. So what do you want in a mentor? What you looking for if you want to recruit a mentor?
That's a very good point. So in my book, I mean, sure, it has to be someone who maybe has a few years of working experience under their belt, right? Because we want to, of course, yeah, we want to mentor people. In order to, mentoring someone, you should be the one who knows the topic. So besides that, what's most important is attitude. So someone who really this person has to be passionate about that, and commitment, because if there are some sessions these mentors are expected to attend those sessions, so I'll be pretty clear in terms of expectations and commitment. So if the people said I'm fine with it, great, but of course we expect these people to actually show up and to actually contribute. Is not for me, but if you don't do that, clearly the students maybe are not benefiting from the initiative. So commitment, right, attitude is pretty much the number one priority in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a full-time thing though. It's
No, it's not full
a
time. No,
few
no,
hours.
no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's pretty reasonable, the
Yeah.
commitment that we ask to people. But yeah.
I think that's also a very good thing. The fact that is reasonable both in time that you require per month, per week,
Hmm.
but also that is time bounded. Um, asking someone to commit to, hey, do you want to mentor this person? the first thing that comes to mind is like, oh, we're gonna be buddies for life. I'm gonna be the mentor for the next few years. Well, this is more like few months with a
Yeah.
defined start and end, which makes it more accessible. Um, Pairing like long-term mentorship relationship, it's a bit harder, and I think that would scale even less. That would become way more personal for the person. You don't start mentoring or get a mentor long-term one just like that. Would be interesting. But yeah, this a few months, I think it can have
Yeah.
quite an interesting positive effect.
Yeah, that's very good point because people, as you correctly said, if you say to someone, "Will you be willing to commit for the next 3 years on this project?" They're like, "Okay, maybe it's a little bit intense."
Yeah,
No, it's a very, I would say, narrow time frame. It's literally between 2 and 2.5 months, pretty much. Effectively. So if you know that you're gonna be super busy in that period, or maybe you have to travel, for work quite often, maybe try to. I'm talking like for the future mentors. Try to maybe skip that cycle and try to join the next one, right? So this program um, should be running like twice per year. As I mentioned, there's the autumn session and the spring session. So if people already know that they are gonna be busy, they can join the
yeah,
the other cycle and they can maybe leave the spot to other people. So yeah, hopefully it's gonna work quite well. Let's say finger crossed. Let's see what we can do.
yeah.
Alrighty, so we are 45 minutes in. I think we can slowly, try to wrap this up because it's also lunchtime.
Good one.
So, good point, Lorenzo. So,
Important
any
things first,
last,
always.
any last word, any last
Mm.
thing that you wanna say, that you wanna share?
Oh, well, one, first, thank you for having me. It was fun, surprisingly not stressful, as I do. Second one, random question and pitch. DevFest. Shall we do one at the end of this year?
Yes.
Okay, there. You heard
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
here. You're committed.
No, no, no. I'm
More
gonna
work
yes.
for us, but it's gonna be
This
fun.
year is gonna be
Mm.
finally a Death Fest
Yeah. I
from
mean,
from
we
us.
collaborated and we helped our one of our sister chapter,
Ah,
GDG
yeah, yeah. Last
London, without
last
a
year
cloud. Yeah, and they did one in December, and despite
at King's College, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It was we had a very short runway, but something very
Hmm.
nice turned out, so it was good.
Yeah, it
And maybe we can do
was pretty
something
good
better this
actually.
year.
Yeah, yeah, was pretty good. I had, a lot of fun, and funnily enough, Death Fest. So was like mid December last year. Was like about the 7th or the 10th or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
During that Death Fest at King's College,
Mhm.
that was, we can say that was when the academy was born. Uh, bec-
Nice.
be- yeah, that's interesting because what we did there, we had our very first mentoring session with
Mm.
like 7 or 8 Imperial College students at the time. So we had a very spontaneous session. Was I think was like you were there at some point. I remember you
Yeah,
joining the room.
I wandered in. So I was busy with a room as I was, how do you say, managing one of the rooms
Yeah.
upstairs. And then when we wrapped up that room and we're going for the
Hmm.
final part, I just wandered downstairs and I saw you and Bruno, I think,
Yeah.
having an
And
impromptu
Rossano too.
whiteboarding session with the
Yeah.
students. I think it evolved even in a bit of CV review by the end of it.
Correct. We also try to review some of their CVs. It was pretty cool, pretty fun. It was something a little bit new for all of us,
Yeah,
but I had pretty good feedback from that, and so we can say that that was the very first attempt to do the academy, and then of course I gave the academy a little bit more structure and solid fundamentals. But yeah, that was the very first attempt at doing this academy mentoring thing. It was pretty fun. So yeah, hopefully DevFest this year is gonna be even bigger, even better. We should strive to just do better actually, right? So it's gonna
Always more.
be
Always more.
always more, sure, always more. We need to, to do better. So hopefully it's gonna be a really good fun. And I think that we probably ended up collaborating with at least one or even two groups, right? Because I think in order to do something really, really great, I think we need to join forces with a
Absolutely.
couple of groups. Yeah. So that's it. There is still time, eh? Because the Dev Fest is the second half of the year. Usually, Dev Fest season is what, October, December, roughly.
It changed. I think it's
Change.
very wide, but yeah, we can do something.
Okay, second half. So for sure after summer, for sure. So we're gonna have time. Nice one. So yeah, I'll see. Hopefully you for sure, and also many of you folks in Amsterdam next week for the where is it? Haha, the Google I/O
Oh,
Connect
got it.
in Amsterdam. So hopefully, yeah, see you there. I'll try to do a little bit of coverage. We try to do some pics, some videos, some interviews. I don't know. Follow us. Stay tuned. And yeah, I'll see you there, and I'll see you soon with the next episode of Chat GDG. So thanks, Lorenzo, for coming, and
Thank you
I'll
again.
see you. I'll see you soon, everyone.
As you said.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are we still live?